Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are working in my Ireland scrapbook again, and we are working on some photos from Kinsale. These are the last photos from that area, and these photos are going to go on some really cool laser pages. So I hope you like this. It's a really quick video, but it does share some really great ideas if you have these laser pages that can help you out. I've heard people be concerned about using the laser pages in the past because some of the laser pages actually have pre-cut areas for specific sized photos, and there are different ways that you can work with that. In this video, you're not going to see a lot of really odd sized photos because the laser pages that I'm using don't really have odd sizes, but I did want to share with you how quickly these pages can go together, and that's exactly what you're going to see in today's video. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's inspiring. Let's get to my workspace and get started. All right, so you'll recognize this as the last page that we did in the last layout for my Ireland album, and with my handsome son. We are going to do something which I think is going to come together pretty quickly today. I decided that it would be fun to use some of the laser, they're called laser paper packs. They're cardstock that's been cut like our laser borders. And this is from back in 2021, which kind of coincided with the 2021 National Scrapbook Day theme, sort of. Although I tend to associate sunflowers more with Germany than I do Ireland. They're kind of universal, I think. And so I decided that I could use this in this album, and I think it would be super fun. In fact, I love this green plaid and the beautiful leaves that are cut out of it that go around. And I love this sunflower pattern with the same green plaid as here going around the windows. So I decided to use those two sheets and create a 2-page layout. And so that's what I'm going to show you today, is how I'm going to do that. And of course this is sticking, so give me a second here because I don't want it to tear. There's some adhesive on the back of this plastic. Okay, so I'm just going to set this to the side, and we're going to talk about some different options here. So I've got some photos from the rest of our wandering around Kinsale, which I wanted to do and add to my album. I've already trimmed them down so that they will match and work with different openings in the in these pieces. But I just wanted to show you that there are some different options that you can do. You can add the whole sheet to one side or the other of your layout, and because this plaid is here in this, it really matches, and you could do it this way. Or you can cut them in half and separate them up a bit. And that's what I'm choosing to do in this layout. So much like you would weld two full 6 by 12 pieces together to make a whole sheet, similarly, we're going to do something along that lines with this. So let me just show you what we're going to do. So for right now, I'm going to remove these photos from here, and we are going to use this sunflower mat and the green mat, and I'm going to get my trimmer out. So we're gonna just set these aside for a second. All right, so I'm gonna get my 12-inch trimmer, and I'm going to take this particular one, the sunflower one, I'm gonna cut it right down the middle vertically so that I can have two pieces that are essentially 6 by 12, okay? So to do that, I'm gonna move my arm out for a couple of reasons. I'm going to have the foot on the arm. If you're not familiar with that, there's a little foot right here on the back that you can pop out, and that's going to give that arm some leverage and keep it more level for you. A lot of people don't realize that little guy is there. Okay, then I'm going to, looks like I bent that just a little, it's okay. I want to cut it right down the middle, but you'll notice if I put this all the way to the 6-inch mark, it cuts into this mat right here. And it's not off by much. It's only off by 1/8 of an inch. So to compensate for that, because I don't really want that to be on the other side of the layout, I'm going to line up the edge of this green plaid with my cutting line. And that's where I'm going to cut this frame. All right, so we're gonna come down here. I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna look at my arrow that's right here on my housing. It's gonna tell me where the cut is gonna go. So I'm just gonna make some small adjustments to make sure that I'm cutting right along that line. All right, and now I'm going to cut through. So I'm just going to hold this down just to make sure it doesn't shift. Okay, so now I've got this piece and I've got this piece, and those are going to go on 2 separate pages. Now I'm going to grab this laser piece, and we're going to do something similar. Okay, so I'm going to measure it out so that it's level, and the high points here are at the 6-inch mark. And actually, let me just take a look at something here real quick. So if I make this as level as possible with the high points on my vertical line, and okay, so this one is high, this one is, these two are high, and this is high. All right, so I'm going to, I think for the sake of helping it be level, I'm going to use these two as the bit up against the shoulder, and this one will be my high point for measuring the 6 inches, which is going to be tricky because my 6-inch mark is so let's see, how am I going to do this? I'm going to line up my trimmer on the line. So I've got the edge of my trimmer right along this main line. And I know the edge of my trimmer is 5.5 inches. So the next line over is going to be my 1/2 inch mark. So I want the top of this to be on the 1/2 inch mark, or as close to it as I possibly can. All right. So that is 1/2. So let's see where that's going to cut if I cut that there. I think we should be good to be able to cut down through there. Now, the difficulty here in cutting this apart is some of these small little details in the tinier leaves are going to be tricky. I can try to save those little pieces and add them in, but you can see I've lost just a couple of little tiny bits in there. Okay, so this one's going to go on this side, this one's going to go on this side. So let's see, I'm going to put this one here. I don't know if I'm going to worry about these two little bits. They're kind of too little to even care about. I don't know. I can't even, I've got them lost in the little teeny opening down here. There. Nope, I scooted them off. Okay, and this little bit is on this side. Ah, they're stuck between my fingernails. So he's going to go up there. And then there's another tiny little bit that's going to just get tossed. Okay. So the teeny little bits I'm not worrying about. And I'm hoping it won't make too big of a difference in the design because I'm not going to stress about them. All right, so for this first page, I've got these photos that are going to go on this first page. Okay. So we're going to put the sunflower at the center. I'm going to put my repositionable adhesive up each edge and across in an appropriate spot here and in the middle, just to anchor it down as well as I can. All right. I'm not worrying about my photos right now that are going to go with it because my photos are going to go on top. You could put photos underneath, but I'm going to put my photos on top. So they will still have a border around them, but not as much of one. All right. Then, yeah. Okay, so then this one, and look, isn't this lovely, this burlap side? Oh, it's so pretty. I really do like it. But because I am trying to match the plaid, I'm going to use the plaid side. Okay, so we're going to put this slightly underneath. Not very far though, because we don't have very far before we hit that ruffle. But we are going to put it just slightly underneath to cover the cut edge. And I'm just going to try to center it the best that I can. Sorry, I felt like I had something caught underneath there. So I'm just going to try to center it the best that I can and make it so that it's not crooked. With a design like this that's very irregular, it's impossible to tell exactly whether it is crooked or not, other than with these lines. So I'm just kind of visually trying to make sure my horizontal lines are horizontal and my vertical lines are vertical, and I cannot see the plaid paper through the little stitching on the edge of this laser piece. Okay, so we're going to go with that. We're going to stick it, whoa, stick it all down. Okay, so like that. And because we can't really see this edge down here, I'm not going to worry about the little bit that I set aside that really should go in there, because no one will know that it's not there. You can't see it. Alright, so there's that one. I'm going to replace those photos over there. Now let's do this piece. Alright, something crazy's going on upstairs. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and add some adhesive to this piece, and this way, and here, and maybe just a little bit there for good measure. And then this is going to go, again, be centered between the top and the bottom, and be right along the edge of the jeeping in the center of the page. Like so. And this one, we'll add like so. I'm going to turn this way, grab my all-purpose tool because it was super helpful before. I'm going to just bring that edge up just a little so I can sneak this under. And again, just going to make sure that my plaids are straight. My plaid is straight. And I think that works just like so. Oh, I can see it just a little bit right there. Darn it. It's not much. I wonder if I should even worry about it. There. Just a tiny little adjustment. Fixed that issue that I know I will see every time I look at this layout. That's what I'm going to see. Okay. So, and again, I don't need the little piece that I was going to add to the top because you can't even tell that it's missing. So, it's good. All right. So then let's talk about some photos for these pages. So as we walked around, we found this beautiful mural and a really nice write-up that explains that this was commissioned for the Kinsale Arts Weekend in 2023 by the Old Head Golf Club, which is why there's their seal on here. And it really is lovely. It is a lovely rendition of a sea lion or something. I think it looks like a sea lion. We have this photo right here, which actually fits perfectly, almost perfectly, right in that opening. And here's where you wish that when you printed the photos that the manufacturer who printed them for you gave you true 4x6 photos, because you can see I've got a line at the top and a line at the bottom where the photo doesn't fit. But we're going to put it there anyway. The photo doesn't fill up the whole space is what I mean. So I'm centering it so that that gap is even on the top and the bottom. Sticking that photo in there anyway. These two photos I did trim down. They're not 4x6, in case you were wondering. I think that's probably pretty obvious that they're not true 4x6. And I'm actually pushing this one all the way out to the edge of the jeeping just because I feel like it lends itself better to the space that way. Okay, so we've got those two. We've got this one. The colors were what I wanted to capture in this particular layout. All the beautiful fuchsias and pinks and different colors of blue. As you can imagine, many places we went, there were beautiful flowers, and you know, when you really think about it, why wouldn't there be beautiful flowers in a place where it rains so much, right? Not sure if this doorway was in any way connected to this doorway, but the pinks definitely match. So I just thought it would be a cool thing. So we're going to put this in here like so. Pretty little Emily in her wheelchair with Dad pushing her. And this beautiful pink doorway, pink and red, vibrant. All right, so here we have pretty much the finished layout. We could add some embellishing to this, but I feel like the papers kind of do that for us. We could do some small bits. Let's see. I like this one, A Charmed Life. Kind of appropriate for Emily. We could add a little blue bow to it and add some blue color up there. So we're gonna I'm using repositionable adhesive. That way if I want to reposition or move something, I can do it easier. And we can got more sticky on this side. That works better. And we can set that up right there. A Charmed Life for MM. All right, and then I've got this other one that says Just Breathe. I don't know if we really want that one, but it is pretty and it does have a lot of leaves on it. Maybe we will use it. We'll just see. Just taking a breath is a good thing, right? Just breathe. And we'll put add the other blue bow down there. Don't think that one really works, although it does match that up there, so maybe it would be okay to add kind of like so. Maybe we'll do that. All right. Ugh. Put this one just right there to bring those two together. Just breathe. We took a breather, a little bit of a break. All right, I did have this extra photo from Dino's where we ate dinner that night, but I think what I might do is stick this in a peekaboo pocket on one of the previous layouts. So I'll see what I can make work with that. I think this is good for today. And a very fast layout, but that's the advantage of using these laser papers, because they are fantastic for just doing a really quick layout that looks fantastic. I love the details in these. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope it's been something that inspires you to look through what you've got at home and find maybe some laser papers you got somewhere along the line, or if as you're visiting Croptoberfest or National Scrapbook Day in the future, look for these types of offerings. They are beautiful and they are really fun to use and play with, and they make great pages. Thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. Make it a great day.